Hello, how are you? Well, um, I'm sorry. I guess I kind of forgotten to record the new sessions of my video clip. Please forgive me. Well, let's say today I would like to talk about uh well, what can I put it? How can I put this one here? Um, the rainy seasonal flowers in Japan and also in the United States as well as in Europe. Well, um, I think this rainy season this year, I'm talking about, we have fairly good amount of raindrops. So I guess we might have um, a better harvesting time than last year. Last year, I remember right after the cherry blossom season, then the very hot summer came. I would say the scorching summer heat, day after day, and many people suffered from um, the heat stroke, dehydration. Of course, many people had to go to the hospital, of course. This year, I don't know. We have many rainy days today, and outside the temperature is not as hot as this time of the last year. So I guess all the crop, or I would say vegetables and grains, as well as fruits, can grow okay. Then after the summer, the crop, talking about the grains, uh, edible flowers, vegetables, and the fruits, we have good harvest, and we hope uh, then as a result of all that, we can buy those food in a little lower prices than last year, we hope. Because last year, do you remember in Japan, the price for the rice went really up there? That was almost incredible. I mean, unbelievable. But this year, if we have enough rice, then the price should go down. What do you think? But today, let's talk about some of the seasonal flowers for this time of the year. Um, for example, the icons of the rainy season, or to you, that's usually during June and July. Um, in Japan, we do have kind of like what we call a typical rainy season or um, very noticeable rainy season. Okay, there are probably two of them, I can say. Of course, we talked about it earlier, uh, a few weeks ago. Hydrangea or Ajisai, the ultimate symbol of Japanese rain season, I think that is. Um, they really thrive in damp, means kind of wet and overcast weather. Then um, they sort of like almost paint temples, parks, streets, residential places, uh, in shades of deep blue, purple, pink, and white colors, sort of like decorate, right? Um, some of those change their colors, of course. That's why sometimes some people call those flowers turns because they turn their colors. Do you like them? Another one is, of course, my favorite, Japanese iris or flower iris. Or I could say hanashobu, of course. Uh, they bloom around June or early July. And those irises are famously grown across traditional pond gardens, bridges, and shrines. And they offer such an elegant contrast to the gray sky. Now those are kind of like a iconic or symbolic flowers, or perhaps blossoms, the clusters of small, pieces, like a bunch, make a bunch. That's hydrangea. But irises are just one flower from the one plant. So they bloom quite differently, but both have some kind of like a bluish um, shade or the colors, right? And they really look much better in the rain, I would say, or on the wet day, or against the grayish colored sky rather than the blue sky. Now, in the United States, well, it really depends on where we're talking about, but the United States really doesn't have what we call the rainy season, but um, sort of like early summer and rain garden that we sometimes call in the United States. We have some of the beautiful flowers. The late spring and early summer, uh, if they rain, they bring beautiful, okay, flowers, especially those are in the wet or high moisture places, I would say. Okay, one of them is a rose mallow. Uh, well, that's also known as dinner plate roses. I'm sorry, dinner plate hibiscuses. Uh, well, they're not really typical hibiscus like Hawaii, but that's called just a dinner plate hibiscus. That's rose mallow. That's the real name. And they have the massive, really uh, vibrant blooms, and they are native to like a swampy American wetlands, and they really absolutely love heavy summer. Uh, well, downpours means kind of like a heavy rain or a shower. Another one is well, bee balm. Kind of like well, another name would be Manarda or something like that in Latin, I think. Um, those kind of like flowers that pollinators pollinators are like bees or beetles which collect nectar or uh, well pollens to pollinate flowers. And after they pollinate, they would be able to make some fruit or seeds. Okay. And in North America, uh, bee balm, uh, well, blooms near like a streams, like a creek, like wet places or a river or ponds and a wet soil conditioned places. And they sort of like bloom in red, pink, purple, or maybe kind of pinkish blue or purplish red or bluish purple colors during the damp season, means wet season, or from the late spring shower to the peak summer time. The other one I would like to introduce cornflowers. Okay, and also black-eyed Susans, I think. Black-eyed Nancy. No, no. Black-eyed Susans, I think. Um, it's kind of like okay. Um, while, you know, they tolerate heat quite well, and they sort of like establish and bloom heavily during the wet, humid early summer months across well, the Midwest and East Coast. Mm, we don't see them easily in California or Arizona because they're just too dry for cornflowers and the black-eyed Susans. Okay, now let's move to Europe. In Europe, late spring rains and high summer wildflowers that I'm going to talk about. In Europe, of course, just before the peak summer comes, they have the some spring showers and some rainy seasons. Then when it happens, and poppies and cornflowers, of course, you can see them in the summer landscape. Uh, Not really midsummer, I would say early summer, just like right now in Japan. But it really doesn't rain that much like Japan, but they do have a fairly good amount of raindrops. So after the spring showers, the fields across the United Kingdom, France, and Germany uh, have the really, really beautiful, brilliant carpet of red poppies and well, kind of like a bright blue uh cornflowers. They really look like carpets and pretty. Now, another one in Europe would be mm, foxgloves. Well, it's not really a foxgloves, but that's the flower name. Um, they really thrive in, of course, the damp means like a wet and shaded woodlands of Western Europe. These are kind of tall and have the dramatic spikes of of kind of like a bell-shaped flowers or blossoms, I would say. And they are iconic signs of Europe during the rainy, not the season really, rain starts of the just before high summer to really high summer season. Those bellflowers look very lovely uh, and cute. The other one is, of course, hydrangeas. Um, just like Japan, hydrangeas are quite popular across European gardens, especially in regions with, how can I say, sort of like, what, how can I put it this way? So the climates, uh, like of the United Kingdom, the Brittany area in France called Bretagne, but in English, Brittany. That's the northern part of France. And the, of course, Ireland, um, where frequent summer rain has to have the right. And that keeps the sort of beautiful colors, bright colors of the hydrangea, the colorful color, colorful hydrangea flowers or blossoms, you can say, with the bunches uh, almost everywhere, just like Japan. So now you know how to enjoy the rainy season. Many people do not like it, I know, in Japan, but I decided to enjoy because there's nothing you can do about it. So just get everything into the positive aspect and sometimes stop for a moment to appreciate the beautiful colors of those flowers against especially rainy and the gray sky. Okay, that's all about it for today. Thank you very much and take care of yourself. I'll see you again soon. Aloha.